Load into the draft now. Let's kill the music. There we go. We're just going to put it back onto the Dota side of things. Bang, bang, bang. Okay then guys, so thank you very much for tuning in once again. So we are back now with the HyperX D2L Western Division. This is between EG and Cloud9. Best of 3, best of 1, the first game already going the way of EG. So really early game aggressive team, and they didn't even let Eternal Envy finish up his Radiance on the Naga in the end. So really aggressive lineup. We do have EG banning out the Ember Spirit and the Invoker, two really good early mid-game teamfight controllers. Quite good at dealing out that damage or disrupting the enemy team as well. While Cloud9 do ban out the Naga and especially the Tree, which PPD has really been going to work with. We do have the Darkseer picked up. That'll probably be for Universe, a first pick Darkseer. And a Dazzle, which will probably be going the way of one of the supports. And then we do have Cloud9 picking up the Lycan and the Nyx Assassin, so a mixture of good global presence with that Howl giving that massive right click damage and push potential, and Nyx being that, it still says in the name, that assassin, the person to pick off these supports. So Raiko, what's your anticipations moving forward into this game? What do you feel we're going to see out of both of these teams?
Well, I'm fancying Cloud9 so far just because I like Lycan, really. I think it was massively underrepresented when we saw push lineups come in, and Pugner was pretty much the only core that's being played in them. And now Lycan's there, I think push is a lot stronger, really.
Yeah.
And Nyx, just great stun, can counter big team fight, but brings in from the Darkseer that EG have picked up.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that as well. I mean, that mana burn is going to be really hell against these intellect-based casters. So if you can manage to get that off at a good time, you could probably stop a big important spell. And like you said, the Lycan, I mean, I fully agree with you. I think he has been underrepresented in the sort of the push strategy of things. But it seems that a lot of teams have recently cottoned on and thought, you know what, this guy isn't actually that bad. I mean, if you look at him, I mean, Feral Impulse giving, was it 30 bonus attack speed and 30% bonus damage to Lycan and his wolves, and of course any necro units that they have as well. So powerful ability. Combine that with shapeshift, giving you max move speed to you and all your minions, but you cannot be slowed. So this guy is a terrifying chaser and a terrifying pusher. So
he's a beast.
He is an absolute beast. You do not want to basically team wipe without buybacks near your base of this guy around, because he will get racks in about 30 seconds flat, and that's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 and a racks. You know, I'm not even exaggerating. That is the power of this guy's push. But EG have actually ban out the Mirana themselves, so normally a popular Mason pick, but they're actually going to ban it out. I mean, Cloud9, of course, being probably the only other, one of the other two teams, well, being the other two of the second two teams, sorry, that do heavily favour this Mirana pickup. So EG saying, you know, we probably may have wanted to pick this up, but we understand the importance of it. We're not going to give it away. And Cloud9 banning out the Bane and the Shadow Fiend. So I see that as more of a respect ban against Arteezy there. We do have H and Apparition banned out, and another support who seems to have fallen off quite a bit recently, the Shadow Demon being picked up for EG, but if you've seen any EG games recently, guys, then Zai has been an absolute wonders with the Shadow Demon. Some not really seen as sort of that roaming, aggressive hero, normally part of a tri-lane or sort of a killing lane, but I mean, Zai just shows that this hero does have the ability to roam and do quite a lot of damage and disruption. Get it? Disruption? During the stage as well, so really good pickup, and it seems like EG are picking up a lot of these heroes which are really comfortable with. So they seem to have been getting these heroes which are outside the typical drafting norms. Like Darks has fallen off quite a bit these days, so Shadow Demon, but they're showing that these heroes are still really valuable against all these sort of top tier picks at this moment in time.
Trian as well. Do you see the first ban from C9?
Yes, yeah. So like I said,
PPD.
Yeah, PPD. I mean, I was watching the game yesterday in the end when I wasn't streaming, but I think I heard Icy say that probably the best Treant protector we've ever seen, and I'm going to agree with him. I mean, God Black did do a stint where he went through using that tree, but I've never seen the tree used that effectively. I mean, this guy gets killing sprees and dominating on a tree within 10 minutes. I have no idea how he does it, but don't forget that Tree, bit of trivia here, Tree has the highest right-click damage at level 1 out of any hero in the game. It's a ridiculous amount. It nearly doubles up on heroes like the Mirana, the Sniper, and the Invoker. It's something like 81, 82. It is incredibly high. So any sort of a follow-up slow or a stun, and that Tree will goddamn smack you. It's like the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, when those Treants just go AWOL on Isengard. That's literally a repeat of what happened there.
Yeah, we see the base damage can come in quite useful. Sigma, I think, one of the only teams I've seen, but they've run it in a core position with Miguel. Yeah, Miguel. Sigma. He's playing
Right click tree.
Yeah.
New meta. Yeah. So
Farm out Radiance.
yeah, on that Radiance just stalk people from the trees. So interesting build to try in pubs, guys. If you ever wanted to. We do have the Bat Raider picked up from Cloud9. So
Weaver.
Another really aggressive pick, and we do have the Weaver coming out. That is probably going to be your Mason hero right there. So, in fact, I don't see RTZ playing the Weaver. It's not really that great of a mid hero. He doesn't really bring much from necessarily getting that solo experience compared to what other heroes get. But I think that's that is going to be your Mason hero right there. So a really evasive, really sneaky, and one of those heroes that can just creep up on you and do damage over time. This is going to be a Sing hero. That's the Puck. So for that big team fight control. You don't think so?
No, I think it's more Bone 7, really.
Bone 7, yeah, it could be. Actually, yeah, you're right.
I've been playing Puck in offlane.
Yep, so Eternal Envy on that Lycan.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although who's going to play
next?
5 seconds remaining.
That does make me wonder.
Oh no, it can't.
Bone 7 will be on the bat, won't he?
I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Bone 7's got to be on that bat. So who is going to be playing that
Puck support next?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a slot 4, slot 5 next. Pylai Die. Aui's probably. I wouldn't be surprised if Visage been banned out yet. It has not. It could see a Visage make it into the pool. The amount of damage that comes out in these team fights, and I think they want another one of these supports, which has got a lot of stability against these heroes like this Dazzle and this Weaver, able to bring out these nukes. I wouldn't be surprised if the
reserve time.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do. I don't know. Is that going to be a Sing Puck? I don't know how else they can run this so far.
Well, it would even. Yeah, I guess they could. Nah, it has to be a Nyx support. It has to be.
Yeah,
Then
jungle,
I don't think he'd take the
jungle bat, offlane Puck, mid Nyx. I don't think a mid Nyx. But then again, who's the mid on EG going to be? I mean, but the Darkseer is going to be offlane. Yeah, it's got the Darkseer in the offlane. We're going to have the Weaver, the Shadow Demon, and the Dazzle up top. That Shadow Demon will probably be roaming with the Dazzle if Weaver's getting an easy lane. But who is going to be the mid hero? This is the RTZ hero, the high impact, the big guy himself, the farmer, the one who's going to get all that action done in the mid game. Who's it going to be? And this is what I'm really looking forward to.
There's still the OD in the pool.
There is still the OD, and they do. I mean, don't get me wrong, OD's going to be great against some of these big heroes. Like, for example, if you can manage to get that disruption off of the Puck and drop the ulti on him, that Puck doesn't have much health. He does get a fair amount.
Oh.
Whoa, we get an axe. Okay, is this
RTZ axe?
Is this an RTZ axe? A mid axe? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. Where are they? A mid axe? Maybe they might be running the Weaver with mid after all, and they'll do part of a offensive lane with the axe. But this is going to be very interesting. This is what I mean. EG coming up with these really unconventional heroes. I mean, we have seen Na'Vi using Puppey. Puppey picking up the axe quite a bit as well. But still, one of the few teams that are picking this up, and that's another hero that's just dropped off. We get a Leshrac, so they are dedicating to this push in this team fight. Yeah, it is a Sing Puck. It's the Sing Puck indeed. So. And it is the RTZ axe, the Standing Mason on the Weaver, PPD on the Dazzle, and yeah, so I think we sort of sussed out the EG lineup right from the start. I mean, you could look at those 4 heroes before the axe and go, I know who's playing that, I know who's playing that, I know who's playing that, but... So it looks like we are going to have Bone 7 probably taken up on that bat, which then does leave Pylai Die on the Nyx Assassin.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean...
Because if you put the... If you play the Nyx as a core and the Bat Rider as support, the Bat Rider can just go jungle and it frees up the lanes.
He can go jungle, it does indeed. So we could see a Lycan, Leshrac lane, Bat Rider jungle, Nyx off. It is going to be a Pylai Die Nyx, so I wouldn't imagine that being an off. It could be an off lane Nyx, but I don't see an off lane Nyx being able to survive against that EG lineup. I mean, if he pops the Carapace, you could then just pop the disruption. Wait till the Carapace is worn out. He has no movement speed increases. He has a stun, but that's about it. So let's bring it up. Let's go to 3 cameras. So I'll tell you what. If I introduce the C9 lineup, you can do the EG one. So let's let all of C9 are going bottom. We do have Bone 7 taking up that Bat Rider, Eternal Envy, the Lycan, Aoi 2000 playing that support. Leshrac. Sing will be going for that Puck, probably be taking up the mid lane there, and that leaves Pylai Die on this. Sort of more, I'd probably say more, not the hard support, probably the soft support, Pylai Die on this Nyx Assassin.
Okay, so EG, we've got PPD on the Dazzle, just placing his wards by the river there. Mason going towards the top lane as a Weaver, with a nice set there. Arteezy just taking up the mid, Axe looking bloody deadly. And Zai and PPD going to the bottom lane now, so I don't know if that's just warding, or they're going aggressive.
They do have a couple of
Universe.
sentries.
Yeah, that's true. Then Universe with a set I've never seen before on the
Yeah,
box here.
I seen that yesterday. It looks
Right.
sort of a Viking. He looks like he's got a top hat and a cane on his back, so I kind of like it. I think it's kind of funky. But if you notice that
Nice.
the Zai does have a couple of sentries, they may be looking to block that camp.
The battle begins.
Because the thing is that the C9 supports, they're not supports that I don't think they jungle necessarily well. I mean, the Shrek has pretty high mana costs for his spells and not very much base mana to cast them with. So, if they can block that camp, then the C9 support's going to have a hard time jungling. But it's going to be, where is that Lycan? He is bottom. Sorry, that was Leshrac that was going up
What
top.
were the next?
So PPD has managed to pick up an invisibility rune. This could be quite deadly if Puck isn't prepared for it. He does have the illusionary orb, so he should be able to escape from any danger. But
I don't think they can get him.
nah, not yet
Not
anyway.
with the Helix. There's no Berserker's call to lock him down.
The Howl already
the
popped
Howl's
out.
used
Yep,
already.
I did hear that as well. So just to give them, I think just to help. Oh, here we go. It looks like they are going to make on to Lycan. Now this is going to be a lot of damage coming out from the shell as well. The block coming out from Universe. Look at the blocking. They can't do nothing. But they are going to have to let him go. But oh no, in comes the stun. It does hit on Universe. He doesn't have
There's
surge.
just mana burn though.
This could be first, but then again, he's really tanky. He's got 5 armor and a stout shield. They just can't do the right-click damage to him.
And yourself.
Is Flower Power Link going to miss first blood today? We are not going to miss it. This Nick's going to go for the mana burn. He's going to... That's going to... Oh, wait, they're going to go again. Who's this on this one? They don't have any follow-up, but then here comes Dazzle.
Oh,
So
he's
this
dead.
could be our first blood. This is the first
Oh.
blood on the Shadow Demon. Really nicely done. PPD. So, as I said, Zion PPD, just these supports who just... They are probably some of the best supports I've seen this team for roaming. I mean, these two roam so well. They know where to go, they know where the action's going to be, and they rotate adequately. PPD was up in the mid, comes bottom, and this isn't really the type of lane that C9 can get aggressive against. Yeah, they have a stun, they have a second stun, and they have that Howl, but you've got a disruption coming out on any of the stun targets. That's the Shadow Demon itself, and then you've got that Iron Shell to put up with. So, a really good start for EG there, and looks like they're not going to die, but they're just going to give off a little bit of harassment. I mean, what can you do? You've got Poison Touch, you've got Iron Shell, you've got that Shadow Poison, which this guy is like a sniper with this stuff. He is hitting every single one of his there. I'm going to have a look in the other lanes as well. I mean, RTZ mid on the Axe, that's the one I'm really looking forward to. He hasn't gone for that point in the Battle Hunger, he has gone for that point in the Berserker's Call, so maybe that's probably if he does manage to catch out the Puck. If he does orb away, he can use the taunt and keep Puck in place and skip the stop the jump itself. So a smart little pickup there, I'd say. And Mason, like we said, he's going to be in this off lane. He's just going to be having the AFK free farm of his life. This Batrider should not be able to kill him. I mean, Takuchi itself giving you that amazing movement speed. And like I said, yeah, he can do nothing. So we're just going to hang back, wait for the stack to drop off and return to lane.
Yeah, nothing should really happen in that lane. They can both escape from each other.
Exactly that, yeah.
They should be able to kill. Bowden 7's gone for the early bottle though. Normally you don't see that, you just see either the straight blink rush or the tranquils into the blink.
Bottle indeed.
To pick up the bottle.
Is he going to look for the rune? I don't know. Looks like he's just trying to stack that camp out, which he does do so. Is he going to fly this down? If he, yeah, I think he's going to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he is, yeah. So he's going to fly that down. Weaver is none the wiser, but then Weaver's quite happy. He's getting some solo experience. So top's going to be an incredibly passive lane. It is bottom. Oh, it looks like Zai does manage to get the disruption off. It's just a harassment one though, just to stop Eternal Envy from farming. And like I said, what can you do against these supports? So you've got these two really aggressive range supports, and this is the problems with the Nyx. So he can throw out that stun, but in just a right-click battle of harassment, then EG are going to win that every time the stun comes out. It doesn't hit on Zai, so I think that was long enough. I just don't think the angle was right then.
Yeah. And the universe you see is basically not now, but he just a few seconds ago he had doubled the CS of Envy, so it's definitely working out. And even though the Lycan's obviously going to use the farm better, it's still really shutting him down. And you see now he's moving over to the jungle.
He is.
Oh. Zai gets a DD rune. I don't know what Envy's really doing, because He can't jungle. He's got no mana.
Nope.